Today being Ash Wednesday, we're starting Lent. I wanted to offer a reflection to everyone about how the Lord is calling us to enter into this season and to let Him bear fruit in it. And so we see in the Gospel today where Jesus is instructing us how to engage in these three works that we engage in a special way in Lent, namely prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And this theme throughout the way he describes the whole of these acts is that when they're done well, there's this connection with God who sees in secret. There's a hiddenness to our acts. I think that really highlights the fact that in the spiritual life, the interior has a primacy over the exterior. And so we have all these different practices that we do. I'm going to fast from food, I'm going to give money to the poor, or I'm going to pray in a deeper way than I usually do. And these are all good exterior acts, exterior practices, but the fruit that the Lord truly wants to bear in us is to be able to come closer to Him. The reason why we engage in mortification comes from the word in Latin for death to self. We die to our senses in fasting, prayer, and almsgiving so as to detach from the things that distract us from God. Cardinal Robert Seurat wrote a book called The Power of Silence Against the Dictatorship of Noise. And it's just such an illustrative title about our age, that with social media, the way we live our lives, just full of busyness, there's no room to hear the voice of God. It's often said that God's first language is silence, that in the silence still moving in our heart, we hear the movements of the Lord. We hear His call for us. And so we give up certain things exteriorly, but ultimately what we're hoping for is to detach interiorly so that we can have an interior silence, so that we can hear the voice of the Lord speaking to us. Often we're worried about atheism or why does the world not believe in God? Why does He seem so hidden? I think the answer is really that we're not able to hear Him because we're speaking. That's what Cardinal Seurat says. That the world doesn't hear God because we're constantly talking. So this Lent, I really invite all of you, and I invite myself, to let these penances and these mortifications that we're taking on in accordance with the call of the Church, to let them really penetrate into our heart, to make room for the Lord who wants to come and make His dwelling there. Thank you and have a blessed Lent. Know of my prayers for you, and please pray for me. God bless.